Hello and welcome back to this slightly nasally version of the What is K-pop podcast, where in which I talk all things K-pop, or really Korean life actors specifically today. So to address the sniffles. So basically, as you know, I got my flu jab on Tuesday, and on Wednesday I was all right. I went for my haircut, went to Rainbow Stars, and then yesterday, so on Thursday, I kind of woke up a little bit congested with a little bit of a sniffle, and today kind of woke up a little bit more congested. So am I kind of dying a little bit inside? Yeah, a teensy bit. But I wanted to do this week as the, like, what do you call it? I can do it. 3 episodes in a week, which, now I think about it, I'm like, you're going to have to hear this probably the entire time. Because I might just do it now. Or I don't know, like do it soon. Also, I think I washed my dressing gown earlier because I had like 2 nosebleeds earlier, as well as my top that I was wearing earlier. I bled a lot too, and so I dried it, and I think it might still be wet. It's fine. So I might have to pause it 1 second to go put it back into the dryer and then come. Oh, they've taken away the pause. Okay, well I guess we're just gonna have wet laundry on us for a hot minute. So if you don't already know, I did an episode. It came out today. And I did it on find out. Oh yeah, the Ladies Code car accident that happened 10, 11 years ago now. And I wanted to talk about Lee Min-ho, who is an actor, his car accident that he had with another actor, Jung Il-woo. And yeah, so technically it's not K-pop, it's more entertainment industry. I should probably just call this podcast "What is the K entertainment industry?" I talk about current K-pop and K-dramas. Yeah. Also, earlier, just like as a really quick side tangent, which I thought was incredibly funny, like thinking back on it now, I was sat here, which is where I like record the podcast. I always record in my lounge. I was just sitting here eating my lunch, which I had like an egg sandwich. And I was like halfway through, and I just see out the corner of my eye something moving. And normally I just don't even clock it anymore. And because I see stuff out in the corner of my eye so much, because for some reason I'm like such an anxious person that I constantly think I'm seeing something. But no, it was an actual spider. And this spider, like, it didn't have long legs, but it had like long enough legs in contact with its body, which was also kind of big. And it was such like a massive like body too. It was so creepy. And like I moved to the computer chair, and I was like, okay, let's hope that it moves away before I want to sit back down. And then when I'm like sitting over there, I just see it walking, like crawling towards the TV. So I think to myself, oh, I'll just quickly get something to put over it. Phone my dad, and he can help me deal with it when he gets home. Because like I didn't, because like the spider catcher lives upstairs, and the kind of makeshift spider catcher that we have downstairs, we mainly use it to catch the mice that the brat cats bring in, which is again extremely strange. So I didn't really want to touch that. I'm a sniffly mess. And so I tried to catch it, but it was really creepily moving, and it moved fast because again it was long, and it just crawled underneath the TV stand. And I'm like, I don't think I want to know if it's still there and it's just hanging out, you know? And I don't want to know again if it's pregnant as well, because it could have been. And we're just, oh my God. Oh, I just thought about it. Just the idea of there being like hundreds of little, oh my God, spiders. Nah, bro. I'm too congested for that. We also have this other spider that's like a common garden spider, just living on our living room window, and it's been there for about 'Cause I took a picture of it actually, and I was asking ChatGPT because, I'm just curious, and I didn't really want to, like, discover if it was, like, or something, like, I was just like, "Just tell me." And so I took a picture of it, and it was like, "Nah, you're alright. Like, it ain't gonna kill you, but, it's just a spider fan, like, you are alright." And that was actually good. I got kind of concerned about it, but where would it have been? 'Cause I don't remember exactly when it was, but we have been tracking it for a while, and it was, like, kind of at the bottom part of it for a bit, and then it has been slowly moving up and around and stuff, and I don't know. It can't tell you! That's annoying. Ugh. My friend is also messaging me. I'm gonna have to put this back in the dryer. It's actually, ugh, it's creeping me out. Having it being warm and wet at the same time. So, yeah, what we're talking about today. Lee Min Ho. Yeah. Now I've got 7 minutes of me just bemoaning about my own life. I'm gonna try not to sniff too much, but it is kind of difficult right now. Do you remember when I did I think it was March in review with a cold, like an actual proper cold, and I didn't really have my voice either. So I just sounded god awful. But no, I think this is mainly because of the flu jab. So I'll be okay. It's just a little bit annoying. Like it's getting to the point where I'm sniffing so much that I just want it to stop. So Lim Min Ho had to take a break from acting for about a year following a car accident. He was in the car with Jung Il Woo in the back, and then two other friends were obviously in the front, and they were going to the Gangwon province when a car hit them head on after fleeing from another car accident. So that is the hood and the engine of the car was completely destroyed, and Minho and Il were obviously in the back, so they survived, but were in critical states. The other two in the front were killed instantly. Minho was severely injured and was in a coma for about a month. And once he was out of it, he was bedridden for several months more. And he had several broken ribs, thigh, and ankle, as well as a tear in the knee cartilage. Ooh, ooh, that is that is certainly something. He has a 4 centimeter rod in his thigh, Lee Min-ho, which made one leg shorter than the other. And Ilwoo has partial memory loss, which caused him to forget some of his past. And he remembers people's faces and things like that, but not how they met, so uses photos in order to remember. That is their car accident. But we're going to talk more because I'm enjoying this, just chatting about fun little things like that. So, yeah, no, when you have car accidents, it's normally back and knee injuries that you hurt the most, and that's kind of even with the use of seatbelts. But obviously, when you have seatbelts on it obviously decreases the amount that you can get injured. Like, I was watching a video on like PSAs, public service announcements in the UK, and just like general adverts and stuff. And it was back in the early 2000s. There was this advert where this girl and her boyfriend were meeting up, I think with another couple, and they were speeding in this car, and the driver like kind of swerved a little bit, or at least didn't have full control of the wheel, so they ended up going on to the other side of the road. And like, because the boyfriend wasn't wearing his seatbelt, he literally like hit into every single one of the passengers, and the only person who ended up surviving was the girlfriend, guy who hadn't had a seatbelt on. And even though obviously those things, it doesn't seem logical to follow the safety procedures given how risky it is. Like, it does reduce the impact, at least in some ways, because if you didn't have your seatbelt on, you could like go through the windshield, you could like well, the main thing is go through the windshield. You could like seriously injure other passengers in the car, depending on if obviously the windows are open. You could just like completely go out the car and like not you could roll away, I don't know. But when you have a seatbelt, obviously it tethers you to the seat, and, you know, you might have whiplash, which is a horrible thing to get, or you could have a TBI, traumatic brain injury. And I think out of anything that, if I was to get into a car accident, I think I would prefer to only have whiplash, and such. So yeah, do wear your seatbelts. Obviously, I would assume that, Ilwu and his passenger, the other two, were wearing their seatbelts. But yes, please do wear your seatbelts. Actually, conveniently, which is a little bit freaky, there was a PSA in the 1970s, actually, by a man called, well, I'm just going to say his first name, Jimmy. You might know him if you're British, or if you're kind of vaguely aware of the things I like to talk about. He did a PSA called Clunk Click. So obviously, like, you clunk your car door shut and you click into your seatbelt. But I actually have occasionally not worn my seatbelt, actually. And I'd like to clarify that it wasn't because I was intentionally being naughty. It was because, so when we went to Boston one time, we went into the dealership for some, I think some, like, just a quick check to look at the cars, and, like, I had unclipped my seatbelt because I didn't know obviously how long we were gonna stay there, and I just didn't click it back in to go, like, back over the roundabout. It was a mini roundabout over the level crossing that's there, and then just, like, I think we were just going to the Aldridge downtown that's there, or we might have been going to the Tesco. But yes, I did not do the safety thing. I was naughty. But no, it was, as much as I don't recommend doing that, I was okay. And, I wasn't at risk. We weren't going that fast. But please do always have your seatbelts on. I really hope I'm not sniffly next time I'm doing an episode. But yes, if you liked the podcast, then I'm pleased you did. I don't always know what to say on these things, but yeah, thank you as always for listening, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Bye.